My name is Nina Yusuf Kwande, and I'm married, 20 years now. I have 4 children, and I run the Fashion Academy. Those are the things that make up my life. I learned to sew from a friend just to make my own clothes. That's how I started off. And from doing that, because the way I learned was the proper way. You know, she's a mixed girl, you know, partly a foreigner. So obviously she had the skills from the correct way things are done. So because I learned that way, I was able to make just basic my own clothes myself. I moved to Abuja and attended a couple of fashion shows. And what happened to me was when I saw what was on the runway for clothes that were meant to be advertised as clothes that people are trying to sell or, you know, make professionally, it was frightening. So I felt we needed to fix this problem. You know, it's not really about how great the clothes look, it's about how well they're made and finished, you know, and how well they fit. So I decided to just, you know, focus, you know, all right, I want to be a part of fixing the problem. So I started scouting for schools. I found the London College of Fashion, and because of my busy life as a mother and wife, I took out time during the summers and anytime there were short courses running. And through the period of about 4 years, I gathered a number of skills that would enable me come and set up something that would teach people how to do this properly. So, you know, for me, it was that. And then, you know, obviously, at the same time, you're able to give back, because once you're able to inspire people and teach them things and, you know, give them something that they can start out and begin to get income from without waiting for the white-collar jobs that are just, you know, not existing anymore here. You know, it was like, you know, it became passion for me, you know. It was just something I needed to do, and, you know, I've done that so far. In the past, we've run courses from 7 to 8 weeks, and in that course, we teach you the basics of design. We show you how a designer works to build a collection. We take you from whatever level you are with sketching to the next level, and we just basically introduce you into the, you know, way it's done. Then what we do is we also focus on your sewing skills. We put you on the machine from day one, and, you know, begin there. We build the skills, and by the time you're done with us for the 7-8 weeks that you've been with us, you're able to sew clothes. It might be that it's a beginner's level, but you get the whole idea of how it's done from concept all the way to the finished look. So we've done that in the shortest course of the 7-8 weeks, though in January, well, that course becomes 10 weeks. So, you know, we do other courses where they're what we call our add-on courses. With the foundation beginners course, our add-on would now be more like intermediate things or a beginners of something that's a bit more difficult than the beginners class that they started off with. We have pattern making classes. We have what we call a professional sewing techniques class, where you learn how to do collars and cuffs and menswear detail. So you can now apply that into your basic understanding of sewing basic clothing in women's. We do women's wear. It's a women's wear course that we teach with. And yeah, we also have add-on courses like bridal wear. So we teach you the main things that go on in a bridal wear kind of construction, so that you're able to now add it onto whatever specific field you want to broaden. Yeah. Success stories for the Fashion Academy, off the top of my head, maybe I could say there's Farida's Atelier, who is a student from here. She took our beginner's 7-week class, And from that, she just decided that she was going to start doing fashion shows. She did her first fashion show called the Tozali event, and she won, Best Designer of the Evening. From there, somebody scouted her and took her to the Amsterdam Africa Fashion Week, and she also got an award there for an upcoming African designer. So, someone like that has already begun her journey. And we do have our youngest designer, Nabila, who launched her own label at an Emirati fashion show, one of the small fashion shows in Abuja. And she's done the second show so far at our own event. So she's beginning already really early. So we hope to see good things from her. Other people have a beginning and starting off, but when you say success stories, I guess you want to hear popular things or popular events, and I can count those too. We do have another designer who works under my Atafo in Lagos. He's a menswear designer, and she works with him as one of his staff. She's interested in menswear, that's why she decided to go focus on that. So yeah, we have some stories that I guess we're proud of. Well, as much as we are just starting out, I tell my students we're just scratching the surface with what we're doing right now. For Nigeria, compared to the developed world or even other developing countries, for fashion, the concepts and the creativity already exist. It's just now how to make it different and make it your own as opposed to copy, which is what we've been doing, in the past for fashion. Now the Ankara and the print that we have has brought people, the interest has come to Nigeria. So I think it's growing, and it will keep growing really quickly because people are beginning to pay attention to us. But the technical aspect of things, we have not yet. We're just scratching the surface. We're just trying to play our own bit in beginning to teach people how things are supposed to be done in fashion. Next is creating a platform for these designers that we're building, so that it's not just about learning and about now being able to just do things well, but now be able to now show people. It's like we're trying to educate even the people who are supposed to be appreciating the fashion. So what next is platforms for our designers, as well as also coming up with a proper production hub where people can also come up with your concepts and not necessarily get into the technical bit. So, when we're able to train the people to make the things properly, we now want to be able to produce the garments for the designers as well. So these are the two things that are our next focus.
So guys,